Hello everyone, I'm Olta Vangjeli and I'm the Cloud Native IT and Networks at TM Forum. We are speaking from Bangkok in Innovate Asia, and I'm here with...
I'm Kevin McDonnell. I'm a Senior Director in the Ireland Research Centre.
Thank you for being here with us today, and we're going to discuss a bit about the Autonomous Network project and what we are working in TM Forum in based with the standards and from the CSPs and the vendor perspective. And I have some questions here for you. So Huawei has been instrumental in shaping the TM Forum's AN framework, and could you share your perspective on the role of industry standards and frameworks in overcoming technical challenges with the L4 scenarios that we are working on inside the project now?
Sure, Olta. Yeah, I think Huawei has been delighted to play a part in the Autonomous Networks project, but really it's taken a village to get us to where we are now in the project. And what I mean is it's the global industry, it's all the CSP operators, all the SIs and the vendors working together, collaborating. In terms of the standards, I think 5 years ago when we started the project, really no one had an agreed idea of what autonomy was, and we kind of stepwise progressed to get to where we are now. And it's brilliant to be here talking about this project because I do believe we've achieved standards and interoperability, and I think that was one of the key things that we need. Any kind of level of autonomy, level 3 and 4 is hard. And without standards, it's just harder. So again, TM Forum has been hugely important in defining the levels of autonomy, defining the reference architecture, and then kind of recognizing the importance of the business angle, working on the high impact, high value scenarios.
So it has been a remarkable journey. So I know everything that all this team has worked over the years, and the future of the high impact value scenarios that the industry is much focused now. And what specific high value scenarios do you believe is most impactful in driving the adoption of autonomous networks, and how does these scenarios align with the broader business challenges as well?
Sure. I think in terms of the project and this AN level 4 blueprint, what the industry is saying is that there's kind of really top 4 most frequent. What I would qualify that is to say the blueprint's idea is that each operator will decide their own high value, high impact scenario. But from what we've published this week in Innovate Asia, the level 4 blueprint, fault management figures very highly. Out of all the CSPs, all but one really was picked fault management. So you've got fault management, service assurance, quality optimization, and RAN energy efficiency. So to kind of you've got a mix of the self-X and the zero touch in the kind of parlance of the Autonomous Networks project.
Yeah, so good. So from a vendor's perspective again, so what challenges do you foresee in scaling high-value scenarios across multiple CSPs with different level indicators, and how can the industry address these interoperability issues?
Yeah, because I think it's a key point that the fact that you're going to always have different levels of autonomy. In a way, the taxonomy 0 to 5 is this high-level kind of indicator of how you've done. The reality is networks are interacting with real environments, so they're always changing. They're not static. So the AN reference architecture that I was involved in picked 7 principles, and the 7th was this one you just mentioned, Alta, about different autonomy levels. So what I think is, in terms of a challenge, it is a challenge because we need to, number one, understand autonomy. We need to understand that you need to kind of keep the complexity within these autonomous domains, and then leveraging enablers like AI and intent. That's how these machines will communicate to each other. And in a way, the autonomy level, for example, if you had an issue in the network, it should safely drop down from level 3 to level 2 or level 4 to 3 and keep going. The only difference is humans will interact and step into the loop, if you like, when that happens.
Okay, that's interesting. So a question that we get from our members, CSPs or vendors and others that are part of this journey. So can we go directly from level 2 to level 4? Because we are discussing and we are building this blueprint of how to go to the level 4 and building the implementation roadmaps, etc. So the question that I get from CSPs and organizations that I engage with, that can I go directly to level 4?
Technically, it's possible. But in telecoms, we have yet to see clear-cut examples of where you'd leapfrog the levels. In autonomous driving, obviously, this project was inspired by the SAE levels originally. And if you take that example of autonomous driving, companies like Waymo actually went to skip level 3. A lot of people would love to skip level 3 because it's messy. It's the transition between humans and machines. And that's where the issues. So technically it's possible, but what I'm seeing Olta recently is people are making stepwise incremental progress. And I think with Gen AI and co-pilots, level 3 has actually got less messy. So in a way, thanks to generative AI, we're seeing level 3 being the obvious next step up. And we're seeing operators kind of jumping up one level every 2 years, roughly. But it gets harder the higher you go.
Thank you for being here with me today, Kevin. It was a really good discussion.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.